Have you ever felt like no one believes in you? Like you're just invisible, your dreams dismissed before they even have a chance to take flight. Imagine standing alone in a crowded room, your heart racing, hoping someone will see your potential. But all you hear are laughs, dismissive chuckles, and words that sting. It's a feeling most of us try to avoid, but for one young girl, this was her reality. What they didn't know, what they couldn't see, was that she wasn't just a poor girl asking for food. She was a genius, waiting for her moment to shine. Before we dive deeper into this touching story, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and leave us a comment below. Here at Kindness Action, we believe in spreading the love and positivity, so join our community and help us make the world a kinder place, one story at a time. In a grand ballroom, filled with the sound of laughter and the clinking of glasses, there stood a young girl with a violin. She couldn't have been more than 8 or 9 years old, but the look on her face said it all, nervous, unsure, and yet determined. The guests around her were laughing, their fancy tuxedos and elegant gowns shimmering under the soft glow of chandeliers. They didn't see her. Not really. The girl cleared her throat, taking a deep breath. She looked up at the crowd and spoke the words that would forever change her life. "Can I play the violin for food?" The room went silent. Some guests stared at her in confusion, others whispered among themselves, and a few even snickered. They thought she was just a poor, hungry child trying to get something for nothing. It wasn't the first time someone had asked for food at a lavish event, but the way she asked was different. It wasn't begging, it was a quiet plea, a request wrapped in the hope that someone would see her for more than just a child in need. But they didn't. The murmurs grew louder, and a couple of people actually laughed. The girl clutched her violin tighter, her small hands trembling. It wasn't just about the food anymore. It was about proving herself, about showing that there was more to her than met the eye. She knew her worth, but would anyone else ever see it? One of the men from the crowd stepped forward. He was dressed in a sharp suit, a smile that seemed kind, but there was a glint of mockery in his eyes. "You think you can play for us?" he said, the laughter still lingering in his voice. The girl nodded, tears welling up in her eyes. She didn't speak, not because she couldn't, but because she didn't need to. Her violin would do the talking for her. With a deep breath, she raised the violin to her chin, adjusted her bow, and began to play. It wasn't the music of a novice, or a child who had just picked up the instrument. It was the music of someone who had poured their heart and soul into every note. The melody filled the room, weaving through the chandeliers and the laughter, silencing the mockers and captivating the hearts of all who heard it. Each note was a story, each pause a promise. It was a masterpiece. As she played, the room grew quieter and quieter. The once dismissive guests were now silent, their eyes wide with disbelief. They hadn't realized what they were witnessing. This wasn't just a young girl asking for food, this was an artist, a genius, showing the world her gift. When the music ended, there was a long silence. No one moved. The girl slowly lowered her violin, her eyes on the floor, unsure of what to expect. She had done it. She had shown them who she really was, but would they see her? Then, a single clap echoed through the room. Another joined it, and then another. Soon, the applause was overwhelming, filling the space with warmth and recognition. The man who had laughed earlier stepped forward, his face filled with awe. I had no idea," he stammered. "I didn't know." The girl looked up at him, her eyes still filled with uncertainty. "I told you. I can play the violin for food," she whispered. The man smiled. "You've earned so much more than that. You've earned our respect, our admiration." He motioned to the other guests. "Everyone, we've been given the gift of true talent. Let's support her, and help her grow." And just like that, the once dismissive crowd had turned into her greatest supporters. They offered her scholarships, mentorship, and the chance to study with the finest musicians. The girl who had once been laughed at was now recognized as a genius, her future brighter than she ever imagined. But it wasn't just about the music. It was about kindness, the kindness to believe in someone when no one else would, the kindness to see beyond a first impression and recognize the potential in others. That kindness, that willingness to open our hearts and minds, can change everything. It can turn a moment of humiliation into a stepping stone for greatness. It can take a struggling child and help her become a star. The story of the young violinist is a powerful reminder that kindness has the power to change lives. It teaches us that, sometimes, all it takes is one person to believe in you. Kindness isn't just about giving, it's about recognizing the unseen, understanding the struggle, and offering a hand when it's needed most. So the next time you encounter someone in need, someone who might seem invisible or dismissed by others, remember this story. Remember the power of kindness to turn a simple moment into something extraordinary. Thank you for watching, and remember, spread kindness wherever you go. Because you never know, the person you helped today might be the genius the world will celebrate tomorrow. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Kindness Action. Share your thoughts with us below, and let's keep the kindness flowing together.